WSAV is your local election headquarters. Georgia voters made history in May, casting more than 2 million ballots in the state's primary election and setting a new turnout record. But election officials and civic leaders say the work is not over yet. Several key races are headed to runoff elections on June 16th, and voter participation traditionally drops sharply during runoffs. Joining me right now to talk about all of this is Chris Clark. He is the president and CEO of the Georgia Chamber of Commerce. Chris, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Well, let's start right now with the big picture. Georgia just saw those record-breaking numbers of voter turnout in the primary election. Tell us, what does this say about civic engagement across the state?
I think it's a good signal as we move into this next phase of the very long election year. We were up 19% over where we were 4 years ago, which is a record number for Georgia. We just want to continue that effort as we move into the runoff.
Well, the Georgia Chamber of Commerce played a major role partnering with businesses in what was called May Matters. And now we've reached June. We've reached the runoff elections, and June certainly matters as well. Why is it important for businesses to get involved in nonpartisan voter education?
Right, and listen, our effort is statewide. I'm so proud of the Savannah Chamber for being part of this effort. But when you vote in a primary in Georgia, your vote counts 4 times what it would count in November. But in the runoff in June in 2 weeks, that vote counts 12 times more. And so we need every business in Georgia to encourage their employees to get out and vote, because I think at the end of the day, this is in a runoff, people don't tend to think that they should be engaged. If they don't know the candidates, they're not maybe as educated as they normally are in November. Here's an opportunity to dig in, learn who the candidates are, and go vote.
And we often hear that voters will sit out after an election, especially when it comes to those runoffs. So why do you think that is the case?
I think most people, they're busy in the middle of the summer, right? We're trying to take care of our kids and our business. We're on vacation. But also we just maybe don't know. We've got to take that as good civic members. We've got to take the time, good corporate citizens, to figure out who the right candidates are in both parties and to show up and vote.
Well, the campaign, of course, is shifting. We talked about May Matters, and now June Matters. What do you want voters to understand showing up to vote, as you just mentioned, of course? What else is important to make sure that they're engaged for the runoffs?
This is about the future. This is about your kids and your grandkids. It's about your commute. It's about your businesses. You need to take an active role. We're great these days about complaining or getting on social media to be mad at someone. But if you don't go and vote, you kind of forfeit that right. And so we want people to be educated. We have our National Civics Bee coming up in a few weeks, where 5th graders, I think, are sometimes more in tune with what's happening politically than their parents are or us adults. And so this is our opportunity to really show up and make a statement for the future of the state.
Well, Chris, I know voters have a lot on their minds. Sure. For those, for instance, who sat out the primary election, will they have an opportunity to vote in the runoffs? Absolutely.
If you voted in the primary as a Democrat, you have to take the Democratic ballot in the runoff, same with Republican. But if you didn't vote at all, you get to go in and choose a ballot of your choosing. Georgia's wide open that way, and you get to have a bigger pick.
All right, we want to remind our viewers right now that, as a reminder, you can get everything that you need to know about the upcoming election simply by going to wsav.com/electionhq. And Chris, before you leave us, we want you to tell us about this big contest that's happening in Georgia.
Right, so this is our 2nd year of launching Coolest Thing Made in Georgia. Last year we had hundreds of thousands of Georgians voted, kind of like a March Madness bracket. And so we'll have over 60 products that'll be nominated in the next couple of weeks. You can go to coolestthingmadeinga.com, nominate your favorite product, and then all of Georgians get to vote on it. We make the announcement in August last year. The winner was the Super Hercules made by Lockheed Martin. It was really cool. We had lots of suggestions and nominations from the coastal empire, including here in Savannah. We've already had a few, so follow it on social media and vote.
All right, I'm glad to hear about this. And of course, there's some great things and cool things made right here in Savannah. Thank you so much for your time, giving us valuable information about the runoff elections as well.
Thank you so much.
Chris, we'll see you soon.